Okay, so in this section we're going to start our business bootstrap theme. This is it here, and I really like this theme. I almost kept it for myself. I like it so much. I really like the colors and how they pop. But I just scroll down so you can have a look, and you'll see there is some animation, and I'll explain that in a minute. But first, this logo up here, it doesn't really mean anything. The word logo type. This is just a stock image. Stock logo that I found that I figured I'd use just rather than just plain text. And you'll see that this navigation is much different than what we've been using. It's much bigger. It's much bigger in height, and also we have the subtext for each link here, which is kind of nice, and a nice overlay effect. And it's also fixed. You'll see if we scroll down, it stays there. This part here is a Jumbotron, and we're also going to be using some animation here. You'll see if I reload, you see the two elements here, they slide into place, and we're doing that with something called Animate.Css, which is one single style sheet that allows us to wrap pretty much anything, any element in certain classes, and they'll animate doing different effects. This is we have a slide right effect and a slide up effect, but you can also have fade in, you can have bounce, different things. So that's pretty cool. And then down here we have some icons with these are stacked icons. They're actually two in one. Okay, the background here is its own icon. And I believe this is from Font Awesome. Then we just have a slogan here with an orange background, and then you'll see we have some more animation here, but you'll notice watch me reload. If we reload and we scroll down, you'll see the animation comes when we actually get to it, which is kind of nice. And how we're doing that is we're using the animate.css file, but we're also using something called WOW or WOW.js, and it allows you to run your animations when you actually scroll down to them, when they come into view. Once they're in view, they're in view. They're not going to animate again. You can see if I scroll down now, they're still going to be there. But on the page reload, well, you got to be at the top here. If we reload, you'll see that they animate when we get to them. Alright, and just two sections here. I just created a little image with this theme as the desktop for this laptop image. Some lists with some icons here and down here. Alright, so that's the home page. It's not too big, but nice and clean. So the about page, you'll see that on the inner pages we're using this title bar here, and then we have some breadcrumbs right here. Okay, it shows us where we are in the structure, even though the site is very small. But then we just have a stock image, some text, and I got some stock images just of people down here. This would be I guess an employee area or a team, and we're using a couple Bootstrap styles classes for the images, making them round and giving them the borders and stuff like that. And then we're using some social media icons for each person. You'll see each person has the name, has their job title, and then just a quick snippet. And then down here we have just some images of clients. Again, these logos are just stock logos I found. So the word logo type doesn't actually mean anything. Services, okay, so you can see that all of the pages, when I reload, they fade in. So it's even the about page does it. This is just a stock image of a bunch of people. We're using the tab widget here, and let's see what else. We have some images here as well, some more stock images. So pretty simple. Contact page, okay, we just have a Google map here. Got some contact details, icons, and a simple contact form. Alright, so nothing too fancy, but I do really like this template. And if you see any skips when I'm scrolling down like this, that's because my mouse is actually a little quirky. It's not the actual template. Alright, so I guess we can get started. what I'm going to do is create a new folder, and I'm going to just call this, we'll say business theme. Alright, and inside of that we're going to bring over our starter template that we've been using. So we'll copy that. Alright, and what we're going to do is, actually we won't create the other pages yet. We're going to do the index page first. But I do want to get the images. Okay, so I'm going to open the images folder and then the folder with the complete project. And you should have this, you should have these in your program files. Okay, so I'll just go through and explain some of these images. I can get rid of this, we're not using this. Okay, so we have our background image, big showcase area. These are all the stock logos, okay, the logo type. We can actually delete this too. And then we have the HTML, CSS logos. We have the MacBook with the theme for the desktop. We have our team photos, stock photos here. This is also a stock photo that's on the home page, and then these train photos. All right, so those are all the images. So we can bring those over. All right, and we can close that up and open up index HTML using your text editor. And I'm also going to open up the style sheet. Okay, so first thing, we want to go ahead and download Animate.css and the WOW.js script. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what the URL is, which is this. Oh, it's a GitHub page. Alright, and you saw that animation that actually comes from the script or from the CSS, and it can show you, you can see these are all the effects, and there's quite a bit. There's bouncing, fading, flippers, whatever that is, light speed. Let's see what, and you'll see that this text up here will actually do the effect. Alright. So to get that, you want to just click this link here, download animate.css, or you can go to GitHub. Okay, so I'm just going to download the file. And before I actually put that in our folder, I want to also download the WOW script. So it's WOW, let's say scroller, I'm not sure. Yeah, WOW slider, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, this isn't it. Shoot, what was it? WOW slider? jQuery slider. Nope, same thing. That's not it. That's not it either. I know I should have this prepared, but you know, it's a real life situation. Let's see. Is it called WOW? Let me just look at the final project folder. Yeah, it's WOW.js. Let's search for WOW.js. Here it is. Reveal animations when scrolling. Alright, yeah, so this is it. Basically, now this page is a little strange, I have to admit, with all these dogs. So what I'm going to do is up here, we'll click on this GitHub link. That'll take us to the GitHub page. And what you want to do is I think it's in the distribution. Yeah, in the dist folder, we have the regular version and the minified. I'm just going to download the regular version. Or actually, I'm going to copy it. And then just go to my JS folder. And create a new text file, and we're going to call this wow.js, and then I'll just paste this in, save it. Okay, and that's all we have to see of that file. Now the animate, let's grab that. Okay, so I'm going to grab animate.css and cut it, bring it over to our CSS folder. Alright, and before we do anything else, I also want to grab the font awesome script. Okay, so we'll download that. Open it up, and we want to grab the CSS file and also the fonts. Paste those in. Alright, so now we have all of our third-party scripts in our folder, so we just need to link to them. So in the index, let's put the animate script. I'm just going to put it right under the Bootstrap CSS. And then we also want the font awesome. Alright, and we also need to link to the WOW JavaScript file, so we're going to put that down here. And then we also need to initialize it, and let me just check. Okay, so I'm going to go to how to use, and we did that, we did this, so we just need to put this little bit of code in just to initialize it. So paste that in here. Alright, so that should be all set. Let's open that up, make sure we don't have any console errors or anything. Okay, we do. Unexpected identifier, WOW is not defined. That may not be an issue. Good thing I caught that. I actually copied some of the web page. Make sure you didn't do that. So let me go back to the GitHub page and dist WOW.js, and I'm going to let's see, raw. Here we go. I'm going to copy this. Paste that in. Okay, save. And let's try that again. Alright, no errors. So everything's connected. We're ready to start. I actually don't want to start anything else in this video because it's getting kind of long. So everything's set up. In the next video, we'll go ahead and we'll start on the navigation.